Hari Om, Jai Shri Radhe Krishna, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter number 3, Shloka number 31. Ye me matamidam nityam, anutiṣhṭhanti mānavāḥ, śhraddhāvanto nasūyanto, muchyante tepi karmabhiḥ. Supreme Lord Shri Krishna says, those men who constantly practice this teaching of mine with full faith and without finding fault are also freed from the bondage of all actions. It is clearly brought out in this shloka that the technique mentioned in the previous shloka can bless us not by a mere study of it, but only when it has been properly practiced in life. The term matam in Sanskrit means opinion. Very beautifully the Supreme Lord terms the principle explained by him as matam, his opinion. An opinion is a personal view, while a principle is a universal fact. The philosophy of spirituality is universal and therefore the same everywhere. In the Gita, Lord has named the principle explained by him as opinion, while philosophers and teachers name their opinion as principle. See, Sri Krishna is teaching us humility and cordiality through his words in this shloka. Having given the call for action, Sri Krishna now points out the virtues of accepting the teaching of Gita Shastra with faith and following them and implementing them in one's life. Faith or Shraddha in the teaching of the Lord is the first step. The degree of faith in God determines the measure of achievement. The deeper the faith, the greater the benefit. Nasūyanto means without cavilling. A mere intellectual theory cannot be understood and appreciated without our adverse criticisms of it. Here Sri Krishna is advising a technique of living which cannot fulfill itself in our life through mere criticism and questioning. Sri Krishna is warning Arjuna that he will neither understand fully nor come to gain the blessings of that way of life by deep study and noisy discussions. It can be understood and experienced only by living through it. Karma Yoga is extolled here as the path that takes one ultimately to the Supreme, because through desireless activity one achieves vasana purification, thus making the mind purer and subtler for meditative purposes. The words, they too are freed from the bondage of all actions, are intended to show that when by pursuing this discipline, it is possible even for an ordinary person to get over the binding effects of action by surrendering the results of action to the Supreme, and it should be much easier for Arjuna to attain that state. Now, what happens to those who are faithless? Their position is explained next. Hari Om, Jai Shri Radhe Krishna.